Hey guys, um, I don't have my computer, but hopefully you can hear me. So I was looking up my mother's new cell phone number, and I found it was registered to somebody named John E. Sutton, aka John Douglas, who I thought was my father. Obviously, he's not my father. And I found she works under the name Sue Hooker for the Air Force, U.S. Air Force, under that number. And John Sutton filed this UCC filing in California. Collateral description, all of debtors' present and future rights. I mean, this shows that it is a criminal intent to kill a person's ability to have an apartment, to be able to pay their bills, everything. Because even though I have the copyright and I own the copyright on all my art and my writing, he has stolen it and then sold it. And he did this with another woman. Her name is Ava Kalowski, Kalawski, from Platinum something, I don't know. Title and interest in to all future rights without limitation. This is a violent criminal act of hate. And this was filed, it says filing date 6/15, but then earlier in the documents it said 1/15/2015, 2015, which is right before I was raped and tortured at that clinic. And I want you to know that they don't actually have the legal right to do this to civilians. I don't care if you say that BLM owns us as wild horses, because we copywrote our art when we made it, so they don't actually have the legal right to it. Unless the government somehow says, well, they created us in a test tube, and then they'd have to admit to fraud that we didn't actually come from Korea or China, or wherever else they're pretending we came from. But this is the situation. I tried to explain it, and people are like, you aren't showing me enough proof. Well, I'm not showing you everything because I have concealed weapon documents, I have forgery convictions, I have a lot of documents. But this one I can show you because it's not that. It just shows that they are they're taking out bankruptcies against you as collateral by pretending you're an orphan. And under the adoption law, they seal the case so no one can see what they're doing to you, whether through torture or rape or anything else. And then BLM is saying that you are provided for the benefit of humanity to enjoy and whatever, meaning rape, all of these things that show, like under Cynthia Ruff, is that she was fined and found guilty of stealing, and she works for the American Pediatric Dental Association. So she filed this document of stealing people's jawbones under a power of attorney, saying that she's allowed to do anything she wants to convey the property by forging my name. And I'm sure she's done it to other people. And I'm sure those documents exist for you guys to find if you're also a, targeted individual. You are targeted for a reason. I mean, the worth of your ovaries and uterus is in the billions. But also they take out life insurance policies when when you're owned by the federal government that are worth billions. So when they kill you on paper, these things get cashed out. So I followed this guy, John Sutton, whoever he is, John, aka John Douglas, all the way in, and I got to Christopher Gibbs, Christopher Gibbs owns Union, which is, very close to where I live. And, they were dumping documents that were very disturbing about eggs and, reproductive services and USC stuff going out of there. They were just throwing out all kinds of documents out of that facility that's also marked with Ron Howard's name right on the concrete little block where you and somebody named DJ Swan, right? So just so you know, this is what they're doing to children that are being held and will never age out of the system because they're being held illegally as if they are born somewhere else. And those documents are fraudulent. I have the documents that show that they're claiming I was born in Korea and that I was adopted. Remember, I said I don't know if I was adopted or in foster care. And then under the adoption system, they hide everything in immigration court, claiming you're in some kind of detainment or detention. And that's when they start to target you. You're a good Christian, you're born a good child, and they try to get you to either commit crimes or do alcohol or whatever so that they can then, under affidavit, under oath, up in juvenile court, claim that you are a danger to society. And then your friends and family are the ones that are filing the documents. So I want you to really, if this has happened to you, look into all of your friends and family and find out who has the power of attorney and who organized it. Cynthia Ruff, aka Cynthia Perkins, works for UCLA, but she also works for a bunch of other places, Diamond Resorts International. And this is how they're stealing your rights. So this person is pretending I'm collateral, and they took out literally $1 billion in my lifetime against my rights, claiming that that was my debt, even though it wasn't. And I find that to be a crime against humanity. I hope you guys will share this around. I think everyone needs to know the name Ava Kalowski and John Sutton and Cynthia Ruff. Don't forget these names and make sure to share this because they're stealing rights from people who have actually filed copyright law by pretending that they're 5 years old in immigration court. And they're doing it with DARPA, they're doing it with Davey Michelle, they're doing it with Music Media International that's actually in bed with an organization that is government over in Florida, where, during this mass exodus of Los Angeles, people were throwing out pictures of children that were sold. They were sold out of something called MMI, which was Miami Management. I can't remember if it's Miami Management Incorporated or International, but it was over in Florida, which is the same acronym as Music Media International over in Newport Beach. So I really want you guys to understand that they are literally withholding your rights. And I signed up with CSAC, which is owned now by Stephen Schwartzman, it's a Blackstone group. And they have never paid me a single royalty because of the false guardianship. So there it is. They just changed the law. They're not allowed to do this anymore to children who they are faking are immigrants or aliens, with the alien file, the A-team. Don't forget, they're using women and children that are born here and then falsifying immigration documents and then not filing the right documents so that the child never has the right to work, and they're frozen forever in time if you look at Walt Disney, they're frozen at 3 years old, 5 years old, 2 years old. And then they put them in probate court where they kill them over and over again by torture and a bunch of other methods. And they also take out loans in that person's, using that person as collateral for the loan, so that eventually they're going to have to cut that out of the person. And that is how you go to school, you take loans, and you don't know about this back history. Legally, by law, they have to tell you that you owe the money, give you a year to pay or 2 years to pay, or make payments or explain why you can't. But in this case, they bully you until you get to a plastic surgery clinic. So whoever's watching this, unless it's really dramatic, don't go into surgery ever. I don't care if you're hit by somebody. I don't care. They are going to use it against you if you are in this situation. All right. Take care.